Hi there, and welcome to this short practice for your low back. This practice is going to be helpful for anyone, but especially those who might be suffering from sciatica pain. If you can carve out 10, 12, 15 minutes several times a week to do these stretches, I think you'll find a lot of relief. So we're going to start on our backs. For the practice, you will need a block and a strap. The strap is pretty important. The block you can probably go without if you don't have one. All right, so we're going to start in knees to chest. Come on down to your back. You can use your strap here as you draw your knees into your chest, placing the strap around your shins or just above your knees. Relax your shoulders. Let your elbows come on down to the ground. Relax the muscles of your face. Let your legs be as heavy as you can, and just breathe deeply here, feeling your belly expand and contract with each inhale and exhale. Now, once in a while, people like to find a little side-to-side rock in this pose, but if you are suffering from sciatica pain, you would probably benefit from just holding still here. Tune into the muscles of your low back and imagine your low back pressing against your mat as you inhale. Make sure there's nowhere that you're clenching, tensing, or holding any muscles very tightly. Relax the muscles of your face, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, and a few final deep breaths. From here, we're going to take our strap around the arch of our right foot and work on our hamstrings. Extending your right leg into the air, let your left foot come on down to the ground. You can keep your left knee bent if that's more comfortable for you, or extend it all the way along, pressing lightly through your thigh. It's okay if you need to have a little bend in your right knee, as long as you're feeling a good stretch here in the back of your leg. You can also flex your foot and isolate some of your calf muscle there. Let's get about 3 to 4 more deep breaths. On your next inhale, let's take the left foot up into the strap and release your right foot. You might notice that my arms are extended long here, really reaching up about as far as I can. If you experience an involuntary shake here, that's perfectly normal. Two final breaths. All right, from here you can bend your left knee, release. We're going to continue with the strap. Take the strap and thread it behind your right thigh. Then cross your left ankle over your right thigh and begin to draw your right thigh into your body any amount. If this is a challenging movement for you, know that it's
perfectly fine to keep your foot on the floor if you need to, or maybe you're only able to lift it a little ways. Do what feels right in your body. If you have any knee issues, it would be helpful to keep a gentle flex in both of your feet. 3 to 4 deep breaths here. On your next exhale, release your right foot to the floor. Same thing on the other side. We'll put the strap around the back of your left thigh, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and draw that in any amount. You may have one side that's more flexible than the other. That's pretty normal as well. If you feel like you don't need the strap here, then you can take your hands and clasp around behind the back of your thigh, or even the front, in front of your knee or your shin. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, let your left foot come on down to the ground. From here, we're gonna flip over onto our stomachs and work on a pose that helps strengthen the muscles of your low back. So you can set your strap out of the way here. It's called cobra pose. So coming down onto your stomach, you're gonna take your hands just beneath your shoulders, legs drawn together and elbows drawn in towards your body. Your forehead can rest on the ground. It's important to try and relax your glute muscles as we lift into our cobra shape. So on your inhale, you're gonna lift your head and chest as much as your body will allow, while keeping your legs and glutes relaxed with the tops of your feet on the ground. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Take a breath, and as you exhale, lower your forehead back down. Now we'll move with the breath. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Move at your own pace, remembering to keep glute muscles relaxed and shoulders pulled back away from your ears. Notice if you're bearing weight in your hands here. We really want to keep the touch very light on the ground. So it's not a press into the earth with the hands. You're using your low back to lift your head and chest. Let's get a few more of these in. On your next exhale, bring your arms to cross at the top of your mat and just rest for a moment. From here, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, press the earth away from you. We're gonna take our knees nice and wide, big toes together, and pull your hips back towards your heels, any amount, or whatever your body will allow. Walk your hands forward and release your head and chest to the earth. If you feel very tight, if your forehead does not come to the ground, here's where you can use your block. Bring your forehead to your block. One more breath.
Next inhale, come on up to a tabletop position. We have 2 more poses. This next one is called thread the needle. You may need your block for this one as well. If you had trouble getting your forehead down to the ground in child's pose, then you'll probably need it in thread the needle as well. So coming onto your hands and knees with your wrists below your shoulders and your knees below your hips, you're going to take your right arm out to a T shape. Feel this firmness, this integrity in your core. And on your next exhale, you're going to thread your right hand between the space of your left wrist and your left knee and bring your right shoulder and your right ear down towards the ground, keeping your hips stacked over your knees. If you feel like this is a little too intense for you, again, you could bring this block down and place your head on your block instead. Let's get about 3 more breaths here. On your next inhale, press into your left hand, come back to your tabletop position, and we'll practice thread the needle on the other side. Left arm extends to a T. On your exhale, thread it through, drop your left shoulder, left ear. One more breath. Press into your right hand, come back to your tabletop position. Final pose for low back sciatica is downward dog. So from your tabletop, walk your hands forward maybe 8 to 10 inches, curl your toes under, and lift your hips up and back with your head sinking between your biceps. Squeeze your biceps in towards your head and relax your heels towards the earth. If you'd like to dip one knee and then the other, it can be a nice stretch for your calves. Relax the muscles of your face and breathe deeply. You can find a little stillness here now. 2 final breaths. On your next exhale, lower your knees down to the earth. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice for your low back. See you next time.